Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. This guy's always on. He always manages to say something offensive, but he's usually professional. Up to that. We'll try to cut him off. If you could check that at the door, Mike, we appreciate it. The great Mike Ferrin's going to talk some baseball with us. Mike?
Artie?
Yeah.
What's up?
Sound aggravated.
No, not at all.
So you do like this hot stove stuff. I love how baseball, in the old days, in the 70s, there was no hot stove. Like Thurman Munson went to the Bahamas. Reggie Jackson started banging everything that walked, and there was no hot stove. But you guys are making this into a huge industry every month of the year now. How do you make it interesting now?
Well, I mean, I think you hope that there's something little every day, but baseball's kind of created it itself. I mean, all the other sports, the off season, at least in terms of changing over the team, tends to last about a week or two, and they're able to stretch it out 2 or 3 months. I think in part because the money is so big. So I think it's interesting because I'm lucky because I've got 30 teams that I've got to talk about. If I only had one, I don't think it'd be nearly as exciting, but I think there's always plenty to do even when there isn't. I mean, heck, we had the boringest winter meetings in terms of moves that I can remember, and yet we still had plenty of stuff to talk about because there was the article on Sunday that destroyed the inside of the Mariners organization. Somebody raced Brady Anderson on the boardwalk at a Disney resort. A fan raced him.
Yeah.
And 2 agents got into a fist fight in the parking lot outside the resort in grainy video that looks like it's the Loch Ness Monster fighting Bigfoot.
Did they discover?
See, that's what I mean about you and offensive. Who cares if it's 2 Asians fighting?
Did they discover who those agents were?
No, they never did. They never did find out who it was. But I did hear that. I mean,
it was Scott Boras and Swifty Lazar.
No, they never did. But apparently, it had to do with player poaching.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can try and break down that video all you want. I don't think that there's enough digital enhancement to try and figure out who they are at all. I mean, all I know is there are 2 guys in olive suits, and that there was a lot of squawking as they were walking out to the parking lot. So,
that's
including
weird.
One of the guys using tomahawking his hand like he was going to karate chop the other guy as a way to threaten him. It was an all-timer.
Well, maybe he's a Braves fan.
That never happened.
Yeah, the karate chop. I love that. Guys tell you they know karate and they do a karate chop like the Flintstones. Isn't Brady Anderson 62 years old now, by the way?
He is, but he's in terrific shape.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have a theme show going, so you can't get out of this. We need to know, how do you wipe your ass on the road?
Generally, I try and use more than 1 square of toilet paper because I really don't want to use too much soap. I don't know where it's been.
You're old school.
Rooms. So, yeah, no, I totally go the old way.
You don't use the baby wipes?
No. I kind of like the chafing.
You sound like a chafing guy.
Yeah.
Now, chafing's not good. Believe me, it's a white Christmas in between Bochetti's legs. I'll tell you that much. Looks like a snow globe.
No, I don't use the wipes. I don't use any of that stuff. I mean, I go old school with it. I don't even use shaving cream when I shave. I eat nails for breakfast.
Right now, there are 3 carolers in between Bochetti's legs. Well, Mike, thank you for that very honest answer. Yeah. The chafing Mike Ferrin. I'm sure that's big among sports writers. Jimmy Breslin never took baby wipes anywhere.
There's not enough gold bond on the planet for sports writers.
Sebastian, are you enough of a fan to where you have any sports questions that you're interested in? This guy knows everything.
This guy's know everything.
I mean, do you follow Chicago sports in LA?
I mean,
no?
like I said, I follow it. I look okay. I watch the Bears. I don't.
You're into the Bears.
I'm into the Bears, but I don't get into schemes. They're running at this.
Yeah,
they're
that's
running
what he
at that.
does.
Yeah, I'm more like, okay, they scored a touchdown.
Should Cutler stay?
Cutler. I mean, I don't know. I like this McCown we got.
So do I.
Right, a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. I feel like they have to keep him in till the end of the year, no matter what. Now that they've gone back to Cutler, don't you think? Mike, that now that they've decided Jay Cutler's the guy, you can't just revoke that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think how you can. I mean, I don't follow the Bears as closely as I used to when I was living there. But I mean, you're paying this guy a ton of money, and he's really, I mean, he's the best quarterback of the last 2 generations in Chicago. Which doesn't say nearly as much about Jay Cutler, but it does about, like, the best quarterback of my lifetime before him was Eric Kramer. You know, I mean,
What about Jim McMahon? Did Jim McMahon go nuts? Did you see the commercial with him and Mike Ditka? Yes. And he's just standing behind Ditka, not saying anything.
Well, he's got
concussion disease.
Yeah, he's got the concussion thing.
I heard
Why would he go on television then?
Well, I guess the checks all cash the same.
I guess, but who would offer? It's odd. Have you seen that?
No.
Jim McMahon is standing behind Ditka, and he's kind of just like with a blank stare, and he doesn't look normal. You know what I mean? It's disturbing. I don't know.
There was an article about his girlfriend having to kind of just take care of him. You know, like he's
like an old person.
Like he's senile, basically.
Really?
Early onset senility.
Oh. Well,
yeah. Sometimes he forgets who she is. Even.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, this conversation got really dark. I was not expecting.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, Ferrin, you're the one who brought up chafing.
Yeah.
It all goes downhill after.
Any other morbid conversations you'd like to have tonight?
Mike, what type of cologne do you wear?
He wears the Tom Ford, the mayor of Toronto.
Hey, how awesome is that guy? I mean, really, I live in D.C. now. And he's doing a regular hit on one of the sports talk shows, like picking football games.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, he is living life to the fullest.
It just shows it's not that hard to run Toronto.
No, I mean, I'm in a town that appreciates a crack-smoking mayor, too. I mean, I live in D.C., so, it's a lot of fun to watch Rob Ford.
Yeah, why is it a big deal? I mean, Marion Barry did that years ago. He's ripping him off. Crack was nothing.
He's not Canadian.
Yeah. And I tell you, he's doing it wrong. He's sprinkling it on cheeseburgers. I mean, he's obese.
That kind of guy. I like that his excuse was that he only did it when he was drunk. So.
Yeah, I know. Well, everybody wants their leader to say something like this, like their head politician. Smoke crack, maybe, in a drunken stupor.
Yeah.
You're proud of that guy.
One of my drunken stupors.
One of his drunken stupors.
Yeah.
Civic pride.
Cano. What about Robinson Cano? Do you think Jay-Z did a good deal there for him?
Well, I mean, from maybe a public relations standpoint, I doubt going to Seattle and playing for a team that hasn't really won anything in a decade plus probably doesn't do much for him. But I think every time on the 15th and 30th, Robinson Cano is going to be really happy. The difference between the final offer that the Yankees gave to him and what he ended up taking in Seattle was $65 million.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot of scratch.
Say all you want. Well, how much is too much? But you know what? I mean, I'm not a Rhodes Scholar, but if I had the choice between 175 million and 240 million, and moved to a state, where at least half the time I'm living and working where they have no state income tax, probably going to take this $240 million. So for him, it's great. I mean, it's a fantastic deal. I don't know that it's going to make the Mariners all that much better in the short term. Their hope has to be that in the next 2 or 3 years, while he's still in, the back end of his prime, that they're able to finally put things together with this young core that they have, and that he helps put them over the top then. I mean, I think that's the real question, is because their general managers in the last year of his contract, and we talked a little bit earlier about that story that came out this weekend about the dysfunction that's been in their organization, whether or not he has the time to really implement that plan, or if it's somebody else that's going to benefit from it. Because they do have good young players. They're just guys that don't have enough experience to put together consistency at the major league level yet.
Well, there's intangibles. People don't realize this. The reason he went to Seattle might be this. I read he's a huge Soundgarden fan, Cano.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's you can totally see that in his personality, too.
Do you think?
Did you see that?
What?
I don't know if there was it in there or what, or just to thumb his nose at the Yankees, since the Yankees don't let you grow facial hair. But he showed up at the press conference today with a beard.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, the Mets show up with beards all the time. Their wives. What about? That, by the way, that's not true. A couple of them. I can't name them. Hey, did you see Mariano Rivera's wife the day he retired?
No, I did not.
Do me a favor, Google her, and I want you to give me your opinion on her.
Clara Rivera.
Does I have to Google just her in general, or specifically on that?
Just look
images.
Mike, just look in the mirror.
No, I just want, you know what I want you to compare her to women Derek Jeter have dated.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, right.
I'd like an essay, 25 words or less, from Mike Ferrin.
Hey, Mike.
Well, looks like.
Go ahead.
Looks like they've been together a while, I would say.
Yeah.
I think they've been together a while.
I say it's 2 months before Rivera tries to come back. Or do something outside the house. His kids don't look happy. I'm worried about the kids.
Well, I mean, they were probably being shot at. It was Yankee Stadium, so.
Yeah, no, well, listen, I miss him. The Yanks are going to be, you know, I don't think they're going to be good for a long time. As a Yankee fan, it really depresses me. It's going to be hard to dole out $18 for a Rolling Rock when they're not even 500.
Yeah, but there's so much to do at Yankee Stadium. You don't even have to watch the game.
Oh yeah, you go to.
I mean, there's plenty there. It's like
that new wuss stadium they built. I could go to Crate and Barrel during the 7th inning stretch. I think my friend is registered there.
You know, I do need new placemats when I go to the ballpark, so it's nice that I can take care of that. You know what? I actually don't think they're going to be too bad. I think they're going to be kind of, I think they're a better offensive team right now than they were last year. I mean, think about it. Think about how bad that offense was last year. You know, they added Ellsbury.
Right.
He's got to be able to stay on the field, sure. But I love Brian McCann. McCann's one of my favorite players. That's my favorite deal of the offseason so far, is the deal with him. And I know everybody was squawking about the years because he's over 30 and he's a catcher and $17 million. But, man, through the first 6 years of his career, he really put up Hall of Fame caliber numbers for a catcher. And he is, I mean, like, you talk about, like, intangibles with guys and whether how much you want to rate them, we can debate that. But, man, he's all those things you hear about, clubhouse leader and grit and all that stuff, he's that. He plays the game the right way. He plays his ass off all the time. And he's got the respect of his teammates. And I love Brian McCann, and I think they got better. If they hadn't even done much, and they've still got more money to spend now this offseason.
I got to look. This is the first I'm hearing of him, so I got to look it up. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to check him out. I mean, he was with Atlanta, and he's quite a player. I like him a lot.
Well, Mike, we got to take a break. We'll say goodbye to you for your next appearance. Listen and study up on this. We just got this in because of the money that Cano got. Albert Pujols just hired Busta Rhymes as his manager.
I'll see if I can get an exclusive.
Yeah. So, just give us your thoughts on that when you come back. Sebastian, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for hanging, and good luck with the pilot. When do you shoot it now?
Well, we haven't got an order to shoot the pilot. Hopefully, we'll do that early.
Have your father make 2 phone calls.
Yeah. 3.
3 phone calls will be shooting a pilot next time. Yeah, but no, good luck with that, man. And good luck with the touring and everything else. And tell Corey Alley, I don't know, maybe call a realtor and maybe Buffalo is a summer home.
Yeah. And
are you trying to get him out of there actively?
I've been saying, why are you there? What are you doing? And he loves it.
That's a good friend. That's a good friend. Yeah. I got to agree with Sebastian on this. Sebastian Maniscalco, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
And back after these words.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.